You heard that right. This week, we're actually talking about goats, gigabatteries, and galaxies. It is a wild time in the world of tech, so let's just dive right in.
Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech.
So what's on the docket? Well, we're going to find out how a completely chaotic video game goat is helping teach AI how to act. Then, we're going to talk about why your next phone might, and I mean this, actually last 2 full days on one charge. And finally, we'll look up at the sky to see Amazon's big new challenge to SpaceX.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, the AI Everywhere show. Then we'll see how that affects us with your devices, their ecosystems. And to finish up, we'll blast off into the new space race.
All right, let's kick things off with the AI Everywhere show. It feels like every single week there's some new AI breakthrough, but this week, well, the stories range from the incredibly important to the just wonderfully weird.
So how do you stop an AI from being biased? It's a huge problem. Well, the company Anthropic has a really direct approach. This quote, "It's not just a guideline, it's a core command baked into their AI Claude. The whole idea is to build a model that's truly neutral, that doesn't lean one way or the other."
And does it work? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. In their own tests, Anthropic's Claude models hit a 95% score on this even-handedness scale. Now, compare that to GPT-4 at 89% and Llama 3 way down there at 66. So yeah, that direct instruction, it seems to be making a huge difference.
Okay, so that's how you teach an AI about something as nuanced and tricky as human politics. But what about teaching it to navigate the sheer, unpredictable chaos of the real world? How do you get it ready for, well, pretty much anything?
You are not going to believe this. You let it play a video game where you're a goat causing total mayhem. No joke. Google DeepMind is training its new AI agent, Sima 2, by having it play Goat Simulator 3. And the thinking is, hey, if an AI can figure out how to follow commands in a world that is completely open-ended and, frankly, bizarre, it's learning skills that could apply to much more complex, real-world problems.
And sticking with Google for a second, their research tool, Notebook LM, just got a huge power-up. It now does something they call deep research. So instead of just getting you quick search results, you can give it a really complex topic and it will just go to work in the background scanning tons of sources to build you a full-on structured report complete with citations. It's like having a personal research assistant on demand. Now let's see how all this stuff actually shows up in the tech we use every day. Welcome to our second section, your devices, their ecosystems. This is where the digital world gets very, very real, impacting your phone, your car, and even how you get through the airport.
I want you to just take a good look at that number, 25 hours and 13 minutes. That is the result of a non-stop battery drain test on the new OnePlus 15. That isn't just a good number, it's a brand new record. We are talking about a phone that could legitimately last 2 full days of heavy use, on a single charge.
And this chart really just puts that into crazy perspective. I mean, it completely crushes the competition. The latest iPhone Pro Max clocks in under 18 hours, the Galaxy S24 Ultra under 14.5. So what's the secret? It's a massive 7,300 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery. Basically, by using silicon, it can hold way more power in the same amount of space. This is a true game changer.
Okay, now let's talk about the screen in your car. For years, Tesla has been super stubborn, right? Just sticking to its own system. But the market pressure is getting intense. A McKinsey study found that a full 50%, half of all car buyers won't even consider a car if it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And that is exactly why we're hearing that Tesla is finally testing CarPlay support.
And that whole ecosystem integration thing, it just keeps getting deeper. If you're here in the US, you can now add your passport right into your Apple Wallet. The whole process is super simple. You just open the Wallet app, scan your passport, take a quick selfie to verify, and you're done. The big idea is that eventually you'll be able to use your iPhone and TSA checkpoints instead of pulling out your physical passport.
All right, for our final section, we're looking up, way, way up. Welcome to the new space race. And this time, the biggest players aren't countries, they're corporations. And they are moving fast to fill the skies right above our heads.
First, a quick definition you need to know. Low Earth orbit, or LEO for short. This is that zone of space about 1,200 miles up or less where all these thousands of new satellites are being deployed. It's close enough for super fast internet signals, but yeah, it's also starting to get a little bit crowded up there.
And that brings us to the big news. For 7 years, we've known it as Project Cooper. Well, Amazon has officially given its satellite internet service a name, Amazon Leo.
The name is a direct shout-out to that low Earth orbit we just talked about. It's them planting their flag and saying, this is where we're going to compete.
Now, to really understand the scale of this whole thing, just look at the scorecard. SpaceX's Starlink they're the giant in the room with 10,000 satellites already up there. Amazon Leo is just getting started with 153, but they have a super aggressive plan to launch over 3,000 more. This is a really high-stakes battle to control the internet from the sky.
So that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We've seen AI learning lessons from goats, phone batteries that are pushing into multi-day territory, and a sky that is rapidly filling up with corporate satellites. Each one is a massive breakthrough. So the question I have for you is, which one of these do you think is actually going to change your day-to-day life the most?
If you enjoyed this explainer, you know the drill. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more.